Just fill that in quickly, then we'll drop in the darker colours in a moment. And down around his head here. Now let's come down back to this figure. We want a bit darker there, so I'm going to take some Prussian and a little bit of the light red again. Prussian blue will give me these darks that I need in the painting. And flick it in. It's the beauty of these blades. You can just whip things in so quickly and so easily, but keep it to a few strokes. Darker down her hair, and the front here, just round her arm to bring the shadows out. Keep it to a few strokes. And her shoes. We've got our figure. I'll do it down here now. Just a couple of strokes down there. For a bag as well. Put the dark areas in first there, just darken a bit more there. Going to use that blue-grey to just flick down her, and then we'll put a little bit of shoe in there just to show she's walking. And that's it, a couple of strokes is all we need. Better give her some flesh on her ankles. So we'll just come back and put a little bit of yellow down there, and maybe a tad of the light red into it, just to give her a little bit of warmth. That's it, don't need more than that for that figure. Her shirt, or her jersey, cerulean blue, just fill it. Then we'll use the warmer blue again and come into that. But I use a little bit of cobalt this time. Down there, her chest, down that side of her body, around her arm, around her neck. Some of that blue just coming into there. Just indicates, got some eyes and nose, nothing much. Just a slight indication. While we're with the darks, we'll come back on this figure. A bit more blue around here. His hair is actually quite blue compared to these colours, so make that dark there. Back of his head. And there, and his arm, it's still wet enough. A few strokes to give a feeling of some depth. That bit of his arm's in shadow. Now I better look to his trousers. Again, we use the cerulean, but a little bit stronger this time. I want to keep just a few simple strokes if I can on his trousers. Straight down, across his buttocks here, down behind his hand, back of his leg, bottom of his shoe. Now let's come into the darker colours again. Bit of shadow going on in here, round there, under his bum, down the back of the leg here. Just a few quick strokes to get the feeling of it, just a feeling, and it's just about there, look. You don't need to put all this extra detail in, and you really don't. And the bottom of his shoe will just indicate that. And around here, a little bit more warmth just under here, around here. And we've got our figure. I want to just give him a little bit more bun there, perhaps that's it. Just a few simple strokes, look. Now this figure here, she's going to be very wetting to wet later anyway, but we're going to indicate that dark in now. That's my Prussian. And I'm going to use some burnt sienna this time to go even a little bit darker. I have to scrub it a little bit to get it going. There we are. Now then, just block her in. Down here. Keep it simple. Put an arm coming down there. So the rest of the form is here. I want to get rid of that white paper. I don't want too much. I want to do the dry brush work later. I don't want too much showing at this stage, but we'll have a little bit. That's the beautiful thing about the rough paper, is the dry brush work you can do. Now around that outside edge, a little bit of the raw sienna, just to give a warmer edge to her head here in the darks. got a figure. I'm going to play that light against that. I'm going to take my big wash brush now, and this fella, and we'll wet the whole paper up here while it's wet. It's gradually drying, so it means I can play around and just get the feeling of all of these buildings in the background. Down here, get the shadow going in right down to the background there, just indications, not the whole, just indicating things. Don't want to say cross the T's and dot the I's. And already we've got a nice feeling of light and atmosphere in the background. And I'll let that dry a little bit more before I start putting windows in, or they just disappear. I'll do a little bit now, but you'll see how much the paint runs, so we don't want to do too much. But we'll start putting in some of these light blue, the cerulean windows here. Just give a feeling of them. So not too much detail, just an impression. I'm going to use the chrome yellow across the other side and drop the, nice and bright there, and drop in the oranges and the other colours into it. So go on, comes right down through here. This is my cadmium or chrome yellow, either would do. A little bit harsh that, so I'll just soften it a fraction for water, bring it down around that figure. This is why I say the figures won't matter, they'll just link in. You see this figure's doing now. Got to get the effect of that woman reflecting in the... Take some of that off there. Use it down here. Reflecting in the window in a moment. Just relaxing, just having some faith in yourself too. Take my smaller brush now. Just want to see whether it's possible to start dropping in, or whether it's still too wet, some of the letter in here. Just okay, I reckon. A little bit wet, a little bit of fun, because I only want to indicate it. If I want to go tighter, I'll let it dry more. But you keep in sap and viridian, because any other greens I can make. I don't risk in watercolour is using greens too strongly. And making colours that are far too... Right, now just a bit more around here, then I'm going to change brushes again to a flat square brush, which will give me the dry brush work and some of the details I need. Now that's a fairly strong green there. I'm going to use a bit of viridian now. There's quite a strong light acidic green down here that I want to bring out. Now, how much more do you want to do really? I mean, I can keep fiddling with it. That's always a danger, isn't it? Mustn't fiddle too much with the painting. So we don't want to do is fiddle too much. So we kept nice, loose, lively light. Okay. That'll do. What do you think? Quick, lively, loose? Yeah? Could it be for you? That's what you've got to decide. Could you try it yourself? There we go.